like, this is what's going on in my life, but this is what I want.
Yeah.
And you know, put in the book all your goal sheets.
Yeah.
And that's something, you know, I haven't been as successful like you have with a lot of them, but that's something that I knew was important. And for you, like, where did you get that idea to have goal sheets, to have like, and on your goal sheets that are in the book, they're not music related exclusively.
Right.
You know, it's like, I want to buy Pat a car.
Yeah.
I want to buy my grandma a house.
Right.
I want to, you know, have $1 million outside of Rap a Lot.
Yeah.
Like, where did that come from, given, as you talk about extensively in the book, you didn't go to some prestigious school and you weren't in an environment where your family had 17 businesses.
Right.
Like, where did that come from?
Well, that came from my heart, you know. Originally, I had the desire to want to do those things because the seeds of love was planted in me, you know, to want to return those things to the very people that you know, I was talking about. But, you know, I also, you know, took it a step further, and, you know, I read the book, Think and Grow Rich.
Right.
And from reading that book, it taught me the importance of writing things down and prioritizing the very things that I desired, and, you know, figuring out a more clear path of, you know, being able to accomplish and attain those very things. So, you know, it added on to that already existed in me, and that was beautiful.
And then I think one of the other things that I've always admired about you too, and this was long before I was really writing, but just when I would see on, I think it was on Rap City, where and you were talking about how you were making $250,000 off of hay.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what? I didn't know. And then you talk about that also a lot in respect of how when you bought your estate and your compound, that it came with a business attached to it with the hay. So, like, I think it's important to explain to people, like, yeah, you can be successful and have all these things going on, but to not close yourself off from opportunities that are sitting right there. Like,
right.
How, I know you talk about coming up and like making the bikes and the engines and all these different things, but how did you realize, or what made you realize that you needed to have more than one hustle, more than one way to like, and to look for unconventional things like hay?
Right. Well, you know, I always kind of been a person that I never liked, no matter, you know, how much money I may be able to accomplish, I never liked to practice wasting it.
Right.
You know, just blowing it and, you know, just foolishly. So, you know, I have to constantly like remind myself, don't become that person, don't practice that habit, because, you know, as we all know, when you practice different habits, they can make or break you. So first of all, you know, with that being understood, I looked for a situation where, you know, my ranch was concerned. I went and looked at several ranches, and, you know, I believe in counting the cost on anything before I just embrace it and jump into it. And, you know, one thing about the ranch that I purchased with the hay business and the Black Angles business, as well of just, you know, loving the beauty of the land and everything like that, it was real attracting to me to see a business that helped pay for the overhead where the ranch was concerned.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I kind of viewed it as, okay, this is more of a situation where everything can be on autopilot, where the ranch can pay for itself. You know what I mean? If not totally close to it. You know, it wasn't even a situation where I had to make money off the ranch. Of course, that would have been icing on the cake.
Right.
But, you know, anybody that, you know, that's in the ranch business understand that, you know, that's a business unless you have all or some, you know, crazy devices like that on it, you know, it's not a money-making situation.
Right, and they're very
Our
expensive.
10th visit brings us to one of the strangest of the 17 principles of success, because it is the principle which makes it possible for you to convert into an asset every adversity, every disappointment, every defeat, and every failure you meet with from now on the remainder of your life. Yes, the principle of learning from adversity makes it possible for you to transmute all your past failures and mistakes into an asset which will help you achieve outstanding success in the future. At the very outset of this visit, I wish to call your attention to an important fact which may give you immediate possession of the great master key to success, namely, that your positive mental attitude is the only means by which you may convert adversities, defeats, and failures into assets.
What's up, all my hustlers and mind magicians? This is Dixon Uno. And so the clip that we watched first there was Jay Prince. If you're not familiar with him, he's very legendary in the music business and beyond. He was responsible for starting Rap-A-Lot Records and bringing to the world the Ghetto Boys and Scarface. But just an absolutely intriguing businessman, someone with a lot of success outside of that. So I highly recommend checking out his book, Respect. That's what they're talking about in the interview. Napoleon Hill's someone that changed my life forever. I was a heavy drug addict. I was caught up in a lot of, just trouble in general in the game and everything. And when I got sober and got out of all that stuff, and I wanted to find a way that I could contribute to society and make money legitimately. And that book is huge on controlling your mind and thoughts. And really, when I started studying that book, it had me studying other successful people as part of the principles of his book. And that really got me to find out that that book is referenced by so many successful people. So I highly recommend go check out to Amazon, and you could find, or wherever you're going to find books, you're going to be able to find Jay Prince's book called Respect. Incredible. Whether you're a fan of hip hop or not, there's incredible hip hop stories about the death row era and different things in that book. But he gets into how he started out and left the game, left the drug game, and went into legitimate businesses, and just his whole success story from there. So when he's talking about in the clip there, when he's talking to Soren Baker, is he references that Napoleon Hill really changed his life. And that was one of the second books I really got into with personal development and that sort of thing, when I was getting clean and sober and turning my life around and really going towards my dream. And so it really resonated with me with what I had been through, or put myself through, however you want to look at that, right? And in the interview, he's talking about something that illustrates from the principles that Napoleon Hill's talking about. There's a quote he has where he says, in every problem there's an equal and opposite opportunity. I'm pretty much paraphrasing, but he talks about that concept a bit in the audio that we played here on Napoleon Hill. And when Jay Prince talks about, like, when he found a farm, he really wanted to have a farm. And an important part of Napoleon Hill stuff is writing down the goals, so they mentioned that, and I highly recommend that. It's changed my life. If you're going to continue to tap in with this channel, I hope you do hit the like and subscribe. Then you'll see that I'm going to be really transparent in, like, some of the things we're going to talk about are investing or financial success. I've had little bits of success with that, but we're growing together. I'm honestly not where I want to be financially yet, but I've made a lot of positive changes, like losing 100 pounds or getting clean off of cocaine or hard drugs like that. And so these things have really worked in my life. These teachings have worked in my life, and I see where they're taking me. So we'll be able to grow together, hopefully, and I hope this information can just help people in any circumstance, get further with where they want to go. And when he's talking about getting that farm, it's brilliant, because he talks about how what a problem you would face trying to be in the oil or cattle industries, and how, and in the book he really breaks it down great, but he gets into the details of, he really wanted this farm. And it was one of the goals he had written down. Now, something he did that Napoleon doesn't talk about is he didn't just write down his goals. He added to that formula, and he would write down goals that he wanted to achieve to give back to other people, like his grandmother, his mother, which I really think gives you a powerful why, helps get you into service, and was a really great adaptation that Jay Prince put in there. But when he gets that farm, he literally gets it so that it'll pay for itself. And that allows him to get this thing that he wants without wasting money. So something someone would have seen as a problem, like, I can't buy this property because it'll cost too much, or this business won't make any money, he used it to just subsidize the home that he wanted and the land that he wanted to have. And so that's something that I've been able to apply even in small ways in my life, and it just helps you move through your day better. I think it can lead to really grandiose and great achievements, but I think even on a smaller scale, you know, you're not going to let small things get you down, and you'll find opportunities and meet people through them. So that's where I wanted to point out these two correlations here. Highly recommend Think or Grow Rich, or another great book by Napoleon Hill, which this excerpt was from, is the Laws of Success. It's a pretty weighty book. I haven't gotten all the way through that, but Think or Grow Rich, definitely. I've read multiple times. And then Respect by Jay Prince is going to be another great book to check out if you want to learn about business, entrepreneurship, overcoming the odds, just all those type of things that we could all apply into our life. And this connects into that new thought movement of, you know, thoughts are things. Where your attention goes, energy flows. And so it does connect to that metaphysical side. And we see somebody who came from crazy circumstances and used hip hop to really get into all types of business ventures and to, you know, walk an even more spiritual path. And you'll see about the details of that if you check out Jay Prince's book, Respect. So I appreciate that. Thanks for tuning in. And definitely hit us with a like or subscribe and a share if you enjoy this content. We hitting you with some more episodes. This is Dick Shaduno with Hustle-Mind-Magik, and I'm out. Have a blessed day.
Best worst year ever. Could be forever and could be for never. Having the time of our life and hell on the beach. Wow, we're sipping on drinks.